Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel, if I do remember correctly, because it's been a long time since we did this.
It doesn't seem like
I noticed, no, it seems like it was just yesterday. You notice it said topic Amaro, because we've already done Amaro, but now it's a topic for some reason.
It is, because it's topical.
Yes, because nobody knows about it.
It's Amaro 2.
Amaro 2.
The sequel.
I love you, Amaro. We have done an Amaro show with other ones. I just got this one. I was in Tucson, I'd say this weekend, but it was only Sunday night. And this is the standard. In fact, this is the first time I knew about Amaro was Ramazate Amaro. Ramazate. So we're going to start with this. What I think we'll do is, first half of the show, we'll sip on this, see what you think, and then we'll switch to Montenegro. If you want to know what's in Amaro, you probably have to go work for them. Whatever company. It's all secret. They never tell you. Nobody. When people say, well, how's it made? I go, well, I don't know. They infuse herbs and fruits and berries and wormwood. Who knows?
Then they distill it down
and distill it up and boil it out. Sometimes it's aged in. You'll tell me, this one I think is a fresher, redder, rubier one
than
the Montenegro.
To be similarly colored.
They're all dark red. It's a big thing in Italy.
It smells nice. Of course, you're smelling the we do have a lemon twist in here.
Lemon twist helps this because it's sort of sweet and bitter at the same time, so it needs the I want to see other people's reactions. I see that your hair got all flattened out from drinking that.
Yes, it did. You know, it's the humidity.
Is it, or lack of?
Well, no, it's lack of a hairdresser is what it is.
What do you think? Yes, those of you who are watching the show who have affiliations with people who do hair, please volunteer to do his hair.
Yeah, I lost my last hair person, and I'm
can't find her.
Hoping to have a new one. This is good. It's a little bit sweet for my taste, but
you're supposed to spend the day on the palazzo or whatever, the square, the plaza, and you keep pouring water or gin or something into it. This you can mix with gin. In fact, we've discovered that to make a Negroni, you can replace the Campari with almost any Amaro. We found so far the best one is Averna. Those of you out there who have a bottle of Averna Amaro,
down the hatch,
use it.
Yep.
Also, it turns out chartreuse, sweet vermouth, and gin make something called the bijou, which I had this past weekend, and I've had it before, but I was reminding how great it is.
I just read about that.
Chartreuse?
Yes, that drink.
The bijou?
Yes.
Well, it's getting popular, you see, and we're here to tell you it's getting popular. The bijou is sort of like the last word, but not.
The last word in what?
That's the name of the drink, the last word. It's gin, chartreuse, and maraschino liqueur. And
that would be sweet.
And lemon. One quarter lemon.
Oh, that'll balance it out.
It really balances it, makes it really good. Bijou is just third parts of all the alcohols, plus a little bit of orange bitters.
And how much chartreuse?
Huh? It's like a Negroni, so everything's in
thirds. Okay. Now,
how much is chartreuse? I don't have a bottle of chartreuse, so that gives you an idea of how much it is. More than, I think I'm almost willing to pay for it, because those chartreuse drinks we had over the weekend were
really
great.
Good. And you wouldn't drink it that often. You'd probably have it for 3 years.
You mean the way I drink?
Like many of the bottles in your house, you've had for years. Yeah.
For years, yes.
Well, you keep getting new ones and putting them in front,
We'll do this the Italian way. We'll sip this during the show, and we'll get on with the show. If you have any questions, call us up. We're on the air now.
And later on, we will vote.
But we don't have a phone here.
For our favorite one.
Yes.
And speaking of voting, Michael, early voting is now underway. Early voting. Have you voted?
What?
You have not yet voted?
I didn't do early. You doing the first day?
First day was on Tuesday.
And did you do it?
No.
Me neither.
I will probably vote.
I will do it.
Oh, I probably voted yesterday.
Oh, okay. That's good to know that you will. I'll vote. I'll make sure to get online when there's a bunch of Republicans with me, so I could keep quiet and not listen.
Well, if you vote early, there's really no line to speak of at all. If anything,
last time I voted early, there was a line. Who's it? Randy Lynch? Is he the noted Republican guy? He's kind of Republican.
Well, he does a column in the paper.
He does a column.
He
was in front of me, and I was standing there trying to remember, is he Republican or a liberal? Should I talk to him or not?
He'll go either way, I think.
I think he was pretty indifferent.
So
what about early voting? Why should you do it? In case you die before voting?
Yes.
That's a good reason.
Yes. But there's a drawback to it.
What?
If new allegations come out about one of the clients, it's too late to change it if you've already voted for them.
That's true too. And also, according to Republicans, the people who are doing early voting aren't even alive anyway. So whether you die or not, you'd still vote according to,
Oh, there's graveyards in this state where people vote every time.
That's kind of good. It keeps it alive.
And
everybody should vote, dead or alive.
And so the place to vote is down on Motel Boulevard at the county building.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
But
on the 22nd, then it goes wider.
It opens up, yes. So you should get out and vote. I can't believe I have, in the last couple of sessions, gone out on actual day of the election, trying to shake people up and say, get out there and vote. Saying, well, I'll drag you there. I mean, I didn't say don't drag you there. They said, Mark will drag you
go
there.
and drag there.
Go and drag, and that way you could vote twice.
Well, that's right. And, I've been talking to a lot of people, because I'm out in the field somewhat. I'm involved in politics this time around again.
I know, let me get some of that grass off of it.
And, the people I talk to say, well, we don't like any of the two candidates for president. I said,
you're going to get one or the other.
Never mind that. There's a lot of other candidates to vote for. We have Secretary of State.
Well, that's another point.
Maggie Toulouse-Oliver. We have a United States Congressman to vote for.
The down ticket is going to be very important.
We have state senators, state representatives to vote for. There's initiatives, bond issues. There's a lot of things to vote for besides president. If you can't make up your mind about the president, just don't vote for him.
That's right.
Skip it and move on.
If you haven't been following the news or you've been following it and you just think everybody is telling you horrible things about people, then don't vote for either of them.
Yeah, vote for a third-party candidate if you must.
Any four of them. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to vote.
No.
You don't have to vote for the head of the ticket. It's not like you start walking out of the voting booth and say, wait, you didn't fill it all. It's not like the computer when they keep you from changing your page because you didn't fill in your age. Well, you don't have to when it comes to voting. You can vote for people you know.
You can skip if you haven't done your homework to know if the judge should be picked or not.
Pick up a copy of the paper or some of the voting things that are easily available around town. So what else is good? Who's running, by the way?
For what?
Who's the winner? Who's the guy that runs the country, or woman in this case? Who runs the country?
Runs the country?
Yeah, who's that thing? What's that called?
The National Security Agency runs this country.
Who's going to be that boss? Well, you need somebody who's tricky then.
Yeah, that's right. Like Tricky Dick? Mm-hmm. Well, you've got...
you don't even want to say them on TV anymore because we hear their names so much.
Yes, and they get so much free advertising.
That every time you say their name, an echo of emotions and repercussions and allegations wells up in your mind.
That's true.
It's like throwing a little stone in a giant pond, and the vibrations go forever.
Yes.
These two have been around for so long.
Well, if they get elected, those vibrations will continue. Depending on who it is. I heard some people in the sound off complaining about how their Trump yard signs were stolen, and of course they instantly blamed Democrats for doing it. I think it's other Republicans who just wanted to have Trump's sign in their front yard.
That could be it, because they're too cheap to go and volunteer.
Right.
So I think, are we going to talk about this? The sign that was defaced?
The billboard out on Highway 70.
So one of my friends who happens to be of the Republican faith, Tom Levy. I can mention him on television. That's not the one that was the first one that was defaced. The first one that was defaced had like black things on it. He said,
the other one was
you see what they did to that Trump sign? I said, I can't believe those Republicans trying to make the Democrats look like they're evil.
Right. That's
In
right.
this case, it was the guy announced who he was.
Yes.
And he said
it was a protest.
Yes. Well, so is throwing black stuff.
But he admitted to doing it as an act of protest because he couldn't stand either one of the two candidates, really.
Well, you mean Trump or Pence?
Yes.
Pence comes along. Trump says everything that he could possibly say that he wants, that would offend people, or not even offend people, that appeal to some people, offend others. And no matter what he says, Pence says, well, he didn't really mean that. And
Is that how it's going to be?
everybody likes Trump because they say he says what he means, but then they go
they
back
say-
and say, no, he didn't really mean
mean-
that. He doesn't mean they're going to kick Mexicans out. He doesn't mean they're going to kick
Muslims out.
Syrians out. Oh, Muslims.
Muslims.
Syrians specifically, I think.
Well, you kick out the Muslims. Who do you think is next?
The Jews are usually first, so I'm kind of surprised.
Well, he's skipping.
He's skipping. Well, you know,
He's got his money in banks.
He's transitioning, right? He's got all his accountants are Jewish, so
Yes.
he can't.
That's
do
how he
any
hasn't
other-
paid taxes all these years. What's the secret?
The secret is telling the truth and being generous and doing that. Did you join the Jewish League, and then you'll find out.
If I convert, I won't have to pay tax.
No, you'll get all sorts of benefits like me, like the ability to drink Amaro.
Oh, well.
Oh
okay.
wait, Jews don't drink that much.
Well, it's never too late to start.
Who's that?
Now, that's
What is that? Where
that's
are we
Jill
going
Stein,
here?
actually. She's running for the Green Party presidential candidate. Now, you know, Trump's gropees. Some people have groupies. He has gropees. He's the groper.
Yeah.
They're the gropees. They're stepping forward now
It's a fish.
because he claims, I have never groped anybody else ever.
Did
now
he
they're
grow up
saying-
Jill Stein?
I don't know.
I don't know. You know, doesn't she look like a lot of women in town? Oh, just because she's got gray hair.
Think she wears chunky jewelry?
Yeah, well, she's not wearing her turquoise jewelry, but she looks like toned down.
Mm-hmm.
She looks familiar. I think I've seen her at city council meetings.
Really?
No, she's never been.
Yeah, but she was in El Paso Friday
Yes.
at a Mexican restaurant.
And we both saw them.
yeah.
Her.
Yeah.
She was great.
Now, also, you know, like we mentioned.
Jill Stein's
there's other people-
Jill Stein's vice presidential candidate had to withdraw, didn't he?
Yeah,
that's another.
that's Jill
That's
Stein.
another.
That's not Mary Lee Souls.
No.
But we talked.
Oh, is that what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I want a Mary Lee Souls picture up
So
there.
we'll talk about anybody, because you know pot's already legal in this place.
Really?
No.
Pots and pans.
Yeah, those types.
Yeah. You know, we talked about other candidates besides the top of the ticket running. You got Mary Toulouse-Lautrec running for.
Mary Toulouse-Lautrec.
Mary Toulouse-Oliver.
It's not even Mary, is it?
She's
It's,
running. Mary Lee.
Mary Lee.
No, Mary.
No, Mary Lee Souls.
Mary Lee Souls
I think
right
it's
there.
Margie.
Maggie.
Maggie Toulouse.
Maggie Toulouse-Oliver is running for
She was here
Secretary
in the
of
last
State.
thing, and she should win. She's got
should.
lots. She should win too. This one.
Maggie Toulouse-Lautrec has been the county clerk of Bernalillo County for the last 10 years. She knows what she's doing.
Yes.
Right.
Don't be prejudiced against short artists.
That's true.
Toulouse-Lautrec.
So Mary Lee Souls and Steve Pierce that you see there are running against each other for United States House of
State rep.
Representatives, District 2, which encompasses all of southern New Mexico.
You know, we are District 2, as you know, and District 2 around Las Cruces happens to be a very democratic area. It's only when you get to the east where all the oil and gas money is
Right,
that
but-
it starts becoming Republican. And this guy,
And that's also the area, it also has a lot of Hispanics there, but they are discouraged not to vote in
they're
various
a little
ways.
fearful. A little fearful.
I think there's a program there to keep them from voting,
A microphone in every pot.
or to tell them how to vote.
Oh, wow.
I witnessed it firsthand
Did
over
you?
there in Chavez County.
You did some, canvassing there, right?
I did some campaigning there.
Oh, that's right.
Canvassing too, and meeting. Now,
Well,
speaking of, there's all, like I said, there's other
he
initiatives.
should get his teeth fixed a little.
Oh, he's got that big gap. There's other, but he can
It's for
spit for a
whistling
long
at girls.
distance. There's other initiatives. They're not on this ballot, but there's in 5 states the initiative to legalize marijuana
Yes.
for recreational use.
The 2 border states, which is making Mexico nervous,
California
California and
Arizona. And
You know, California, you could say, well, they would put it in right away.
they've tried it before and it didn't pass.
I know, but
This time
there's
around,
reasons
it
for
may
that.
well.
You know who comes out against marijuana? You know who adds money to the campaigning against it?
Who?
Well, first of all, companies like Budweiser.
Oh, they think.
They think, well, though
people
that would
who
encourage
drink less,
people to drink
you
more.
get cotton mouth, you want to drink something,
Yeah.
right? I don't think it's
who
going to
knows?
hurt Budweiser.
Arizona, probably, there's a lot of retirees we know there, and marijuana helps to
Medicinal.
soothe, different pains.
and
in fact,
glaucoma.
Right, and you don't have to just smoke it because they now have oils that go on your sore spots.
Yes, you can bake it
aches,
into
pains.
products.
That's
Eat it.
true. Take baths in it.
So we have to take a break, Michael.
Are we going to take a break?
We do a pot break.
Well, how about an Amaro break afterwards?
Let's do that, and we'll be back after these words.
We promise.
I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Fun and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
And we are back. This is Double Talk on the Las Cruces channel.
Mark, Michael, do you remember what we did in the beginning of the show? We drank Ramazzotti Amaro, which is sort of a bitter vermouth, kind of. Although you find it sweet, it is a little sweet.
Oh, a bittersweet vermouth?
It's a bittersweet vermouth. Yeah, that would be it. Ramazzotti is pretty much the first one I ever knew that I had. Campari can be considered an Amaro.
What are the
well
requirements to be an Amaro?
The place in Italy decides it's going to be an Amaro.
Oh, it's like
It's
a region?
not a sweet vermouth. No, it comes from different regions. This is named after the region it's from, Montenegro. Ramazzotti is a family name.
Are there any American Amaros?
They are starting to make American Amaros, I think in San Francisco. Montenegro is the one we were just, not to say that we were just in Italy, but every place you went, the only one they had as a rule was Montenegro. So apparently it's a big deal in Italy.
As you sit on the
I'm giving you
banks of
less
Lake
because you're
Como.
complaining about drinking too much.
You know, I'm no big drinker.
Well, I know that. I mean, I wouldn't be here if you, you were a drinker.
But I do like this on the rocks.
Still got the lemon. It's always good to put lemon in.
I'm
I'm pretty sure both of these are toucan.
I think the aroma's not quite as
No, it's
pungent as the other one.
No, it's a little nuttier.
Ooh, no, this is much sweeter and more bitter at the same time.
Oh yeah.
In other words, the
Well,
flavors are
it hits
stronger.
you sweetly, but it's got an after flavor that just lingers.
Finishes, yeah.
And I think that's what people like in Italy because, in America we drink Budweiser beer, which has not much flavor. So you just drink it and keep drinking it. This, you drink it and you go, what is that flavor? You keep going, so your mouth is
starts one
constantly
way,
being excited.
And it finishes off another way.
It does.
That makes it interesting. So you sip it slowly, so you can have that many
Yes,
times.
there's a lot of flavor in that. God.
Interesting.
It is.
The herbal
It is.
concoction here is different from that one, obviously.
Yes, and there are at least 20 others. I only have about 8 of them. But 20 in an Italian restaurant, a good Italian restaurant, you get it. And speaking of Italian, the American election is here, and all the world is thinking, boy, those Americans are really crazy. So you're talking about a legal pot that most countries have some form of legal pot.
Well, California tried to vote on it last time, and it did not pass. So they're voting on it again next month.
This will be the first time Arizona's voting.
Yes, but in California, everybody's got a prescription for it anyway. Who wants one?
It's true, everybody. Even somebody's 32-year-old daughter.
But I think once the price will go down once it's legalized, because then you won't have to be buying cartel prices.
You don't have to pay for people losing
to be imported,
losing half their shipment so that the other half gets through.
That's right.
I don't know. Denver or Colorado has had legalized pot for a
few years
year
now?
or two. I think I can't remember. $40 a gram. Does that sound
No.
right? What?
That's what cocaine costs, Michael.
Wow. Where do you get
They
that?
tell me. And so no, not a gram. I don't know how much a gram. Well, it would have to be
400 an
mighty
ounce.
good.
How about 400 an ounce? Does that sound about right?
If it's a good pot, I guess it could be.
I thought it was 400 an
Are you,
ounce, but I think
400 a gram?
no, 40 a gram.
Oh, 40 a gram.
I don't even know what a gram is.
There's 28 grams to an ounce.
Oh,
That's a
great.
whole lot.
That's $800. Yeah. Well, more than that. Anyway, if you take pot, you can't make those calculations quickly in your head, so they'll buy anything.
That's right.
I've seen things in Colorado where the place that smells pot gives you specials, like 2 for 1 or whatever, or you buy one of these and you get 50% off on that. So the prices are malleable. And when you think about it, marijuana is a weed, as we all call it, and it grows that easily. So why should it cost that much?
Well, because they cultivate it in special indoor
they dry
places.
them out. And they also
And there's high
breed them.
security.
They breed them.
Yes, they do.
They do have to pay for security. But it's not like caviar where you have to squeeze a fish.
And not only that, they can't put the money in a federally insured bank because it's
Apparently
against federal law.
But you can. But it's not against.
So
state
they
law.
have to keep it in a safe in someplace.
So far,
Yes.
until perhaps Congress changes. So we'll see.
And you don't want to buy your pot while you're stoned,
No,
because
same
then you
way.
could really get taken advantage of.
Nor do you want to go to a supermarket while you're stoned. Although they could be fun, but you end up with a lot of things that are calorie
A lot of junk food you shouldn't be
laden.
eating, I'm sure.
So speaking of getting stoned, the next topic is Oñate football.
Yes, you heard what happened there.
Actually, no. I
Well-
don't read sports.
Well, you know, they were having a really good season. They were off to one of their best seasons in a long time.
I did read that. I thought that was in the legal column.
And they'd beaten Las Cruces High, Mayfield. They beat anyway.
It's a good story.
Turned out they had an ineligible player,
And they,
and it, through no fault of the player himself, there was an administrative mistake.
Well-
There was an error on the part of adults, and Oñate had to forfeit 4 of their winnings
which was
this season.
And now they only have like one.
Only now they're down to 1 winning.
Not a good
One
way
win.
to do it. And they won't publish the kid's name, which is good because, I guess
not his
it's
fault.
good that he would live through this. And they didn't say what the
He was a transfer in from something.
ineligibility was, I guess.
Right.
Because if they did, then you'd be able to identify who it
Well,
was.
if it's because his grades weren't up to par,
Everybody who's on the team with him has to know who it is.
of course they do.
It's not that guy. We don't know who that guy is. We don't even know if that's the right colors.
But
You
so
didn't go to Oñate, so
No, I didn't.
What do you care? It wasn't even a school anymore.
I went to
here,
Cruces High. Go Bulldogs!
with a W and an A.
Yeah, they
Dogs, yeah. Teaching you how to spell.
It wasn't dogs then. I think it was really dog. They didn't have the W till much later.
Yeah, when they got a Massachusetts accent.
Well, no, when that shows you how bad the education has gotten. Nobody can spell anymore.
Nobody can proofread.
So anyway,
Well,
it's a shame for
I guess we're on
Oñate.
local things here.
Let's hope they can catch up.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like that guy was great.
Now they have motivation to catch up, but now he can't play, so
Well, maybe he could fight through whatever he's been disqualified for.
he can be the cheerleader. Now, you know what? This is the 100-year anniversary of something that's very important to this valley. I mean, of immense importance to this valley. It's the 100-year anniversary of the construction of the Elephant Butte Dam on the Rio Grande River, 75 miles north of town.
What? There's a dam? I thought we were very Christian.
And when it was built, it was the largest concrete dam in the country, believe it or not.
100 years ago.
100 years ago.
God.
Right. And so now, when they built the dam, they basically turned the Rio Grande River into a nice irrigation canal for the farmers. And it's remained that way ever since.
Although it's a little lower now than that picture. It's
Yes,
gotten
it
pretty
is.
low lately. We're in a drought.
Well, you know what? I was at Caballo yesterday.
I didn't know that.
I was at Caballo Lake yesterday, and I was in the Caballo Mountains, the base of the Caballo Mountains, looking down onto the lake. And because of the rain there, they had some pretty heavy rains there and rains up in the hills. So the lake is filled in a little bit, but just, a couple of weeks ago, you could actually walk across Caballo Lake.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
it was basically
Not much of a lake
It
then.
was a wide spot in the river. But, it has its own dam too,
Smaller.
Percha Dam.
Smaller.
And yes,
This
an earthen dam.
transformed the Mesilla Valley
It
into
did.
an agricultural region, even though it was minorly. In the old days, as you know, over 100 years ago when you used to live here, the Main Street was pretty much the river during the rainy season.
Well, the river would also change course, as a
It'd go
wild
all
river
over the place
would.
to Mesilla, and yeah.
And it
Any
once
place
went
flat.
around Mesilla, old Mesilla. And Mesilla was actually an island in the middle of the river.
Remember you told me how out your front porch you had a dock for the rainy season? You park your boat there and then
Sure.
and row up to school?
Yes, in my day,
In your day,
we had to row to school.
yes,
And
3 miles uphill.
Yes.
Uphill on the river. So yes, Elephant Butte. I think it's also the 100th anniversary of Planned Parenthood in Las Cruces.
No.
I
In
think
Las
I read
Cruces?
it. Well,
Or in
anywhere,
general?
In general, I think
I don't
it
think they
is.
came here until much later.
I think it is. I will look that up and let you know next week.
Well, anyway, there's going to be a lot of things to do up at Elephant Butte Dam and Lake. Just to commemorate this on the weekend, today, Saturday, there's some things going on up there. Tomorrow as well. Yeah.
So
now, also going on.
Get your butt to the Butte.
Yes, butt to the Butte.
What else?
On October 18th, the famous country star Keith Urban will be here.
Urban doesn't mean country. How could it be country?
And there's
It's not Keith Urban, he said? Did you say it's not Keith Urban?
Well, that's not. Yeah, that's Bob Dylan. That's not Keith Urban.
Oh, Bob Dylan just won the Nobel Prize for Literature.
For literature, a lot of people were shocked that happened.
But it's a great idea for actually his songs, and if everybody in the world knows his songs.
Well, you know,
this part of the world.
Songs and poetry go hand in hand, and nobody's songs are more poetic than Bob Dylan's.
Yeah, they were great
And
songs.
for a lifetime of his, what work? Nobody can match his output, really.
No, he had solid, great
He
songs. He still does
he's
good
still
songs.
doing it.
Speaking of Bob Dylan, let's talk about. Okay,
there's
that's Keith Urban, Bob Dylan. Let's talk about Bob Divin, who's a local writer, artist,
Renaissance man.
musician, everything. Rat catcher from the Renaissance Fair. This coming Tuesday, Thursday, and the Tuesday and Thursday after that, at the what is it? The Good Samaritan. He's giving talks on music, theater, dance, and visual arts, and his own life. And those start at 10 a.m. with coffee and cookies on Tuesday and Thursday. Good Sam. What's that?
Yeah.
Keith Urban.
Oh, yeah, and then Keith Urban has a backup band from Las Cruces opening for him. So that'll be interesting. Border Avenue, which they must be really good because they beat out everybody else for the competition to open
there
for
was a
Keith Urban.
competition.
They did.
guess.
And also at the Rio Grande Theater coming up is a local feature film that was made here called Lady Belladonna and Lady Belladonna Nightshades.
Sounds like part of a series.
Well, it could be. It sounds like a double entendre, you know, because you don't wear shades at night, but nightshade is a poisonous plant.
Deadly Nightshade is belladonna.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. And you know, tomatoes are related to the belladonna plant.
Which until the late 1700s, nobody ate, including the Italians. So.
Yes, it was my sauce.
I don't know. We're talking about Happy Sukkot. We just finished High Holy Days, Mark and I.
You were high and I was
getting
holy.
high. Yes. Well, you should fix these holes. Yes, we just finished High Holy Days. We had a wonderful fast. Oh, it was great.
Really, how fast was it?
It's just not fast enough. It never is.
Yes.
Sukkah is coming up.
What is Sukkot, Michael?
Sukkah is a holiday of eating outdoors and
Really?
kind of celebrating the fall
Plein air.
season. Plein air.
Al fresco.
You go into a place that's like a tent. We're building. What I was doing earlier today was getting materials to build our sukkah. And
At home?
That'll happen. No, for the temple.
Oh, for the temple. Well, now the temple does they do corned beef sandwiches at the Renaissance, and that's al fresco,
Well, we do.
whether you like it or not.
No, it's in the building. It's in the building.
Oh.
we do al fresco for the Renaissance.
At the Renaissance
Fair,
Fair,
that's
yes.
about it. Everything's
Yes.
al fresco.
That's
yeah.
right.
Oh, anyway, it looks like this was our show. We went in both directions as usual.
Which of these do you like the best, Michael?
I'm loving this one, Montenegro. It's really great.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. Cheers.